Gotta make sure I get all these people in. Oh. Gotta make sure I don't dox anyone by accident. Right. Yeah. Okay. I think I got everyone in the scroll bar at the top. I don't think I missed anyone. Hey guys, I'm just getting set up. I think everyone's still in the draft phase at the moment, so I'm just watching. I'm gonna jump in and out of each of the games. I believe we probably have a couple of streamers. I imagine Monty will be streaming. I will look to see who else is streaming at the moment. Looks like Rainier and Monty are both streaming. So if you want to see a blow-by-blow of their games, you can check them out. Monty's at twitch.tv/gamermontu and Rainier's at twitch.tv/rainiergames. So I will probably focus mostly on this game in room 16. Yeah, but I'll jump in and out of each of the games. I just want to say, I'll say this a couple times, but I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has donated. We quadrupled my goal. I was just hoping to get around $100. That was a Gray is live as well. Oh, awesome. I just haven't. It hasn't updated for me yet. Oh, hello, Sid. I've got Sid on here. So, hey, Sid.
Hey, so if you want, I can actually scout the people who are streaming. I can scout their hands for you if you want.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, just pick a person and I'll go look at them.
Sure. So who it looks to be deepest at the moment in the draft?
I'll take a look at Ryan. I think Rainier.
Yep. Sure. That would be great.
Looks like a pretty fun hand. He opened Noble, then Village Fool, Sheer, Fence Deliveryman. Seems pretty strong so far.
Nice.
Like pick 5 looks garbage, so it'll probably just go away to Village Fool.
So what would you? So I have to say, with Fence Deliveryman, I'm kind of. If I had Village Fool in hand, I'd be very tempted to throw it away with Village Fool, to be honest, because I kind of have difficulty finding the time to actually play Fence Deliveryman. What would your instinct be with that hand?
He has no early Ox, and sometimes you just Hawk is the best action, then you
Yep.
just play Fencer Riverman.
Yep.
If you, like, I think with Shearer in hand, Fencer Riverman is a pretty good play. Like
Mm-hmm.
you want, but you're probably going. There's probably going to be a lot of wood in this game. If you're noble, you probably want to do 3 rooms.
Yep.
It depends a little bit on the minors too, right? What if you get something like a rope fences or something, then you probably just crash Fence Deliveryman because who needs it?
Right.
I think this looks like a nice little like get more. I would discard more than 4 cards to Village Fool.
Yep.
His fifth pick is Sycophant. That's an obvious trash. I think. His 6th pick is between Longbowman, Grafter, Mastermaker, Miner. That's also pretty obvious trash unless Grafter pulls out something ridiculous. So Village Fool looking really good. Maybe he opens a broom or something, and there's a good amount of point stealing here between Shearer and Village Fool. But I would almost certainly play Fence Deliveryman without some other wood support just because of Shearer.
Right.
I think getting the fence tempo there can be quite nice.
Nice. Yeah.
I guess the good idea is for me to just look through his draft a little bit and then jump. Ooh, Bricklayer 7th pick. That's not a terrible 7th pick. Yeah, I guess if people don't know, they can multi-twitch, so you can actually see like everyone
Yeah.
at the time if you want.
Multi-twitch.tv. Yep.
Yeah, and then you just have to type in each of their individual links. It's a pretty decent way to watch this kind of stuff, although it's going to be pretty chaotic. So I'll open up more. I can actually do the same thing. I can just open up multiple people and talk about their draft. So let's look at Monty. Oh, Monty. I'm going to have to sit through an ad first. Right. Gray's hand. Oh, there's another Village Fool. That's fun. Veggie Vendor, Baker Servant, Village Fool, Peace Worker.
Interesting. Yeah.
Insanely strong.
Yeah.
Like it's such a strong hand.
Yeah. Baker Servant, Veggie Vendor. Like you're gonna have really strong crop game.
And Peace Worker gets you grain for the Baker Servant pretty efficiently, while also getting you stone for all your majors. And I don't know what he's got coming back to him, but that's a crazy strong start. 2nd pick Baker Servant too, so the 1st pick is probably going to be something quite good. Although I don't know the players in his game as well as I know the player in Ryan's game.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's game has CS, who's a very strong player too, and then I can't actually see the other people. Okay, so let's go back to Rainier's game. 1st pick Miner. I feel like I'm doing a reporting job.
This is great. This is great.
Yeah, so Steel Plow, which I think is almost a no-brainer. You just take Steel Plow. But there is Ox Team. And so it's like, you take Steel Plow or Ox Team. I think in most universes I would take Steel Plow because with Noble, I'm not going to have a million actions to take the cows.
Right.
So the cows come 11. I don't know if I can actually take them.
Right.
Like, Noble is very tight on actions in stage 5.
Yep.
Until it flips. And Steel Plow is kind of bonkers with Noble when you have a guaranteed plow. So I think I just take Steel Plow.
Mm-hmm.
It is more expensive than Ox Team. Ox Team is an amazing card, but there's no cow support here, so Steel Plow for me there. Other things of note are Clay Path, Cloister, Baking Tray. Pretty like lower on the list. An Iron Oven, but there's no grain in the hand. Clockwork Man, Half Timbered House. Probably you just de-draft either Half Timbered House or Iron Oven and throw it away here. I don't see either working with Noble. Do you? Like,
yeah.
I think Noble doesn't really want Half Timbered House. Three-win game is usually what I go for with Noble.
Sorry, Sid, just asking chat. Hey, chat, can you guys let me know?
Good luck to the players in Awesome Initiative, William.
Oh, thank you, Sayram. Oh, for the $25 donation. Awesome. Sayram, thank you so much. That's so generous of you.
I think Monty is just hosting Ryan? Because I see Ryan's draft, and no, it's not quite the same. They're just incredibly... What? Okay, so this is kind of amazing. Monty has 2 of the same ops that showed up in Ryan's draft, and his first pick, like 2nd pick miners, have Claypat, Cloister... No, okay, they're in the same game. I'm being an idiot. It took me quite a while to notice they're actually in the same game. That's so stupid. Sorry, I'm really sleep deprived.
That is okay. Could you guys chat? Could you guys let me know how's Sid's volume? Is it okay? Is it okay compared to me? Is he a lot louder or more quiet? But sorry, thank you so much for the $25 donation. That is fantastic, guys. We have blown past everything that I've expected. So thank you so much.
Ooh, that's interesting. So Gray made a really interesting first minor pick. He has a pick between Popcorn, Black Swan Lake, and Machete. He's taking Machete.
Ooh. Really yeah, do you think is he hoping to wheel Popcorn maybe?
There's no way Popcorn wheels this back. Unless he passes a village well builder for village well, I don't think there's any chance of it wheeling. Bread Paddle also, by the way, with Baker Servant is actually solid. Ock Bake Plow is a pretty good action.
Yep.
But with Peaceworker, not taking popcorn is really interesting. I want to hear his reasoning here. I'm going to unmute him for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, you can definitely make sure you give a follow to the other streamers.
Okay.
Did you say Twitch? Sam Folds asks an excellent question. Does Twitch take a cut? So actually, the tip jar below the stream doesn't have anything to do with Twitch. It's through PayPal. PayPal does take a small cut, but you guys are welcome if that's the preferred way to donate for you guys. By all means, do so. I'm like I said, I'm just eating the cut and I'm sending it along to I will be donating it to the Canadian Red Cross. And I've had a couple of people donate to me, and then also, also you could also, if you do want to donate directly, donating directly is preferred, but donating through the stream is great too, and you don't get a little animation if you donate through to the Canadian Red Cross directly. However, I will say, if you are going to donate to the Canadian Red Cross directly, make sure you send me that email, and probably you should post in chat to tell me to go look at my email, because I want to make sure that your contribution is counted. So, that would be great. I definitely, like I said, I'm going to have to up my game because you guys have totally killed it. And I think it's really fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm thinking probably I will up what I'm donating. And there's going to be prizes most like, so at the moment we're currently four times my max goal. So I think second, third, and fourth place, something's going to their local food banks as well. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for your incredible generosity. I'm pulling up Rainier and Monty's draft here. So I'm looking a little bit at Rainier
and Machete reasoning. By the way, he has Gardner. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay,
so,
yes.
Machete Gardner is pretty strong, and he got an Iron Armor in second pick. So Gray's hand is ridiculous. He's he could score 60 with his hand. It's so strong.
Yeah.
Digi Harvest also now in the next pack, which he could take, and that's just effectively 8 food a harvest if he really wants to.
Yeah.
With, Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hand is crazy. All right, go ahead. What were you
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, looking at Rainier and Monty's draft. So Monty's there's a bit of tension. We've got the Village Fool and the Village Fool Shearer in Rainier's hand, and then Monty's got the Omni Farmer Stone Sculptor Husbandry Worker. So it's almost like there are two players who are going to go for high bonus point, pretty farm, maybe small house games. So just wondering looking at which hand would you rather take if you knew you were going to be competing with someone for very similar actions? Would you rather have the fence deliveryman to get the earlier animals, or do you like that?
Earlier, right? Animal husbandry work?
Right. Well, exactly. Yeah.
I think I would take the hand that has Noble in it.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, for this type of thing, because if you have good point ceiling, Noble gives you the way to guarantee your plow sows, get your family go through that room, and I think Noble is. I know the power stats that Animal Husbandry Worker is stronger, but I think Noble has more of an impact. Now, Noble is very reliant on family growth without room. If growth without room is 13, Noble is at probably 4 to 5 points just weaker. You lose at least 3 points, probably between 3 and 6. Especially if you can double growth in 12, because if you can go first action family growth without room, then second and copy yourself. That's Noble is extremely powerful. Yep. And Monty's has a synergy, so Animal Holder is a really big deal too.
Yep.
And Monty's going to have all the tempo in the world, and Ox Team is a perfect fit for his hand, and Spinny is going to be a massive nuisance. So Fence Deliveryman is pretty much a mandatory play. I hope Ryan hasn't seen Spinny, so he might discard it, but I think that would be a mistake here because there's going to be a lot of wood pressure now. Potentially, it's like a low action game. So what I think Spinny does is it really hurts low action games.
Yep.
Because you're not able to guarantee yourself the sort of wood turn order manipulation that you need in order to take the 5 wood actions that often show up in the Spinny game.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting. I think Monty's hand has more ceiling because there's an Omni Farmer, a Stone Sculptor, an Animal Sculptor, and an Animal Husbandry Worker. But I think Stone Sculptor, there is danger.
And I think Monty, with Monty having the 4 wood occupation, I think he'll probably be able to. We might see if the 4 wood goes to his Animal Husbandry Worker build, but it could also go to a room build. And if Monty does grow in front of Rainier, like that, he'll have the key action advantage.
it looks like kind of what has happened is that Ryan has opened good cards, but every time there was a good card, there was another good card, and
Yeah, then Matu's got it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you can see that like Ox Team and Steel Plow are about the same value in these hands,
Right.
and so we got almost an equivalent card with the second pick, and
Yeah.
Ryan's second pick is garbage, like it's backdoor, which is like, I mean, backdoor in a noble game is like I can't really think of a much worse minor really, unless you're going for a 4-room noble, which is doable, but
I
it
wonder if
depends on.
backdoor is a bit of a meta pick, recognizing that Montu likes to play NerFG, and just
I think
thinking,
that's right actually.
yeah, and just thinking he's there's a good chance he's going to be last in the family growth queue, and backdoor lets him get around that.
What I'm a bit surprised by is picking so many passing minors with Village Pool. You really want other people to pass you these passing minors. When you pick Village
Yes.
Pool.
Yes.
So like Reed Sale is really questionable to me.
Mhm.
Alms is really questionable to me, but Alms could actually fits with his hand. If he
Alms
picks
is
up
a pretty good here. Yeah, Alms could easily be 6 or 7 food because if he doesn't, that's if he doesn't play Delivery Man, which
Yeah, which I think Deliveryman is going to be very good in this game, considering he's going to play it right because he passed an Animal Holder.
yeah.
I don't think there's any universe in which you don't play against Deliveryman in those situations. This pick is easy. Like he has to pick Claypath and Cloister, and Cloister is just no. You take Claypath here with Bricklayer. I think you just take Claypath in like every universe here. So it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what CS has. So CS is all 4 players here are actually quite good. So this is going to be a very competitive table. If I were rating the player skills, I would say that Rainier is the strongest player on the table. And then Montu and Andrew are roughly comparable, and I would say Derek is slightly behind, but they're all really
Thanks
good
for
players.
the great initiative
So
and the
I would
continued
not
awesome
be surprised if
content.
anyone wins here.
Keep
Whereas I
it
think
coming.
on Gray's table, Gray is probably the strongest player by some distance.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
There's-
Sorry. One moment, Sid. Sam Folds, I'm going to replay that.
Thanks for the great initiative and the continued awesome content. Keep it coming.
Sam Folds, thank you so much for the $39.10 donation. I imagine you donated in USD and it's getting converted. I'm actually still figuring that out. This is the first time the tip jar is getting a workout. So thank you so much. That's fantastic. Yeah, so you donated 50 Canadian. So it is showing an American dollar amount. That's funny. Yeah, I had the same thing happen when I've donated to other streamers. Like I'll donate $5 Canadian and then they're like, "Oh, thanks for the $3." And then, like one of the streamers like made fun of how little it was, and it was like, "Oh, come on."
Oh, Nathan's playing. That's cool.
Yeah, Nathan's
Oh,
playing with Kimball. Yeah, I bugged him to join, and his donation
nice.
his donation was he bought me a burrito. So that was his donation. So
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Who is Kojito? I don't think I've seen them before.
I have not either, but I don't know if they're active on if maybe they're in the Facebook group that I advertised in, or they're
Okay.
active on Board
That's
Game
cool.
Geek. Yeah, they emailed me and said, "Hey, here's my Play-agricola login. I'm gonna come and play." So that was awesome. Yeah.
He's friends with Ankush. That's cool. It's nice to see other people join in on this as well. That'd be a nice outcome of this charity tournament if more people join Play-agricola.
Absolutely. This is like I've said. This is all my goal. I have to do some math. 80. So that's 86.28.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Gray's game because this could be like a monster game. I'm really looking forward to see his final score on this one. His hand is just he got a 4th pick diary. His hand is so strong. A 4th pick diary with a bread paddle and a baker's servant. I don't think he plays Village Pool though. Almost all of his cards are amazing.
The one interesting thing to keep track of between all the 3 games, do we think is to keep an eye out if there's going to be a tie or very close second place, because that'll be because we only have 3 tables, we have to advance 1 second place player, or obviously if there's a tie for first. So that's one thing to keep an eye on if there are 2 players who are looking like they're going to be very close. Just to give a quick update, looking in room 2, Nathan's actually had a pretty great start. He's got Patroness and Miser. He's got 4 stone at the end of stage 1 already. So he's hit Reedstone Food twice and has picked up 2 stone from his Patroness. He's having a very good start. It looks like Kimball probably builds in front of him, but he should be able to slot in the second growth fairly easily. So sorry, and by Nathan I'm referring to Dr. Game. Wallfly's got Morning Trader Hill Cultivator, which is a very fun combo. I'd love to see if Wallfly has something that makes clay rooms cheaper, and then that would be a really great reason for her to hit the Morning Trader every single round. Village Elder here for Dr. Game. I really like this start for Dr. Game, I have to say. I really like it. And Cogito played Pasture Planner and is setting up Fish Trap, so yeah, looks like it should be an interesting game. I have to say, Village Elder coming out of stage 1 with 5 stone is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Wallfly has something like Straw Thatch Hut. Straw Thatch Hut would be the dream.
Yes, Straw Thatch Hut would be, yes, exactly, for sure. Picking up a clay and a grain each round for no action.
That's pretty great. Every time you can take a grain non-action, effectively.
Yeah, that's right. But we do see.
One thing I will say, meta knowledge, is that Kimball doesn't often park start players, so even if he builds the first room, it is perfectly possible he'll cede the parking to Cogito.
Yep.
If growth doesn't come early.
Yep.
But it is a Village Elder game, which does make parking a bit more appealing.
Yep.
Diplomat also means that he has not very great early ox.
Yep. Yep. Diplomat first occupation, and not just first occupation, but in stage 1. Like, he's not even trying to play it like in round 7 or whatever.
So he's probably not entirely happy with his hand, which could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it also translates to minors. Yeah, this is a fairly well set up game right now. Like, where growth will flip will determine a lot about this, because if growth is late, Wallfly's game looks very, very good.
Yep. Yep. Nice. Jumping over. So it looks like Rainier and Monty are still finishing up their draft. They're in the last couple picks. Their game will probably take the longest, just because they're both streaming, so they'll probably talk about the game a little bit.
So here's an interesting thing that's happened. Monty has a Hill Cultivator and a Straw Thatched Hut. I wonder if he abandons the Animal Plan to some extent and just goes for Half Timbered House, Straw Thatched Hut, Cloister, Hill Cultivator, Big House. Very doable. He got an Iron Oven too, although looks like he's taking Manure, which is really interesting. He has a lot of different lines. I think Monty has a very interesting game here.
His hand could go, it could go several different ways, directions. Right? Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best line. It probably isn't, but I really enjoy wacky, like, Straw Thatched Hut lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably force out the Hill Cultivator even if it's bad. It probably is bad, though.
Well,
it could probably just play a normal game and then switch to the Hill Cultivator Straw Thatched Hut line after growing once or something.
Yeah. He does have 2 Stone Room payoffs, right? Or not. Cloister's not exactly, but he's got like 2 Big House payoff cards, so it's interesting. Yeah. I have a feeling Omni Farmer maybe doesn't get played. I think that's what I'm looking at here in this hand.
I suspect he's not taking Iron Oven also because his stone costs are getting pretty monstrous already. If he's going to go for 5-room stone house, that's already 9 stone that he needs. Okay, he is going for the Iron Oven now. I see. So this is going to be Monty needs a lot, and he has Stone Sculptor too. That's you're at 18 stone that he needs, which is not possible.
I wonder if we might see he abandoned Stone Sculptor just to set up the Straw Thatched Hut stage 1. That would be my guess.
It's a really fun line though. I think he has a very fun hand, one that I would love to play. Mm-hmm. It's also Apple Picker gets played instantly. That's really interesting too. That could be Grain Tension, which is never good for the people
who want to take grain. Yep. Yeah.
Like, you don't ever want to first action take grain like in stage 1 if you're not Morning Trader. All right, so growth didn't flip. Nathan got the second room.
Yep.
That seems to more or less secure his first or second grow.
Yep.
But that's pretty good.
He's probably, I'm guessing, he'll probably... Well, actually, with Miser, one of the 3 wood actions wheeling would be fantastic, although he would love to play a major improvement that provides food here. I think playing the well to pick up the 2 food before the next harvest would be great, but if he does take 3 wood and family growth flips in 6, he can build instead of start playering.
No, not quite, right? Kimball already has a room.
But sorry, if growth flips in 6 and Kimball grows...
No, Kimball doesn't park.
Oh, Kimball didn't park. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. So Nathan can jump him here.
If Nathan doesn't have some sort of food out, I would just build a well here. I really don't want to park, as in his situation here.
Mm-hmm. I would say he hasn't played in a while. I think making sure, like being absolute certain that you get first family growth is like, that's probably what he's thinking about, is that it's worth it just to guarantee the sequence.
Uh,
That he's probably not thinking too much about the like long term. Yeah.
I'm concerned about his feeding right now because
Yeah.
there's not much food on the board. At the, like bottom feeding in terms of bottom feeding.
Yep. He's
And
probably gonna have to
I
second move take one of the 3 food actions, right? And that's not even gonna be enough.
it's also just so comfortable to just let the person to your before you park. Actually, wasn't he first player already, or did Kimball?
No, Kimball was star player. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so Kimball start played with some miner that passed because
Uh.
Dr. Game was
Yes.
first
Yeah.
player
Reed
before.
sale. So Dr. Game has reed sale for 3 food in his
Okay,
hand.
okay, that works. That works. Then that helps quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Why, there's a lot of overlap between miners
In the games, yeah, yeah. It's funny how that works out.
because Gray also has a like iron oven and like a bunch of overlapping miners with and a village fool. Um, Gray's game is going as expected in that he set up his piece worker veggie vendor but major in round 3, so he gets the first fireplace.
So sorry, I just have to respond to chat. So Sam Folds, unfortunately, the card extension doesn't work if I'm not actually playing in the game. That's the issue. That's the issue. Is that I'm not the way the extension is programmed is that it pulls from a table that WSE Frank is seated at Play Agricola, and of course I'm not actually seated at any of these tables. I'm just observing. And as for the stream delay, it might just be because I'm not thinking about my hand in my game. I'm looking at you guys a lot. Yeah, but yeah, sorry about that. Unfortunately, that's a definite downside to me casting these games is that I don't have the extension. Might be something, you know what? I actually can fix that. I can fix that for the final table. Because all I have to do is go onto the extension and change my name to somebody else's, and it'll work. So I'll fix that for the second game.
Yeah. So in Ryan and Monty's table, this apple picker got played round 1, immediately came out. Yeah, I had forgotten about Sycophant. That's a good reason to not do the hill cultivator line early because you just die.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting interaction.
Yeah. So and you know what? It really screws up Montu's game because he has no source of grain other than the take 1 grain space. With acreage and straw thatched hut here and iron oven, that's pretty tough.
Yeah. It is tough. I think
it might still be worth it.
Everyone saw Sycophant.
Yeah. It might still be worth it though, just because he does get like the 2 plowed. He does get the planted fields very easily with acreage. So I think that's probably what he's debating right now. Actually, let's tune in a little. I'm gonna unmute Montu and listen to what he's saying.
No, he just plays Animal Holder. I think this is a sign that he's officially abandoned the line. Probably. Not entirely abandoned. I think it's a worthwhile pivot after like setting up other stuff first.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of food to pay early. Like paying the Sycophant early is not only like it hurts you quite a bit, and it helps the Sycophant so much because they get they just get free food, which is like quite strong. Yeah, it's tough. You really want to do it here because there's a lot of value to going down this line.
Yep.
But there's also the hedge, right? He doesn't have any like. If Reno comes late in that line, you are in a lot of trouble as well.
Yep.
In a normal line, I think the straw thatch hut rooms are so efficient that you just go for it anyways. But with Sycophant coming out, it might cost you a couple of extra feeding actions in the first 2 stages, and that can be like horrible tempo. So I think it's reasonable to hedge your bets a little bit and go for early animals as well. I expect him now to play animal husbandry worker, try to fence, and take some sheep.
So jumping back to the main to the game I have on the main screen, Family Growth flipped in 7, and Dr. Game decided to take 6 wood instead of parking again. So Kimball does get to start player into grow in 7, despite not taking start player in round 5. I think Dr. Game obviously recognized that he needed food, so he decided to 6 wood and take the well. And so he's delaying himself 1 round by making his feeding a bit better and getting 6 wood. So it looks like a reasonable trade-off for both of them, actually.
I think that was an excellent decision on Nathan's part.
Yeah.
Like, get the well, and this gives him 4 food for the next harvest, assuming he plays reed sale
on start player. Yep.
So this is a very good decision, I think. And the start player in round 5 worked out because you usually don't get 6 food out of it. And during the growth queue stuff.
Yep.
Like it's only once it actually shows up that you start to get these 6-word actions. So
I think
that can be
Wallfly had two very late actions because of Hill Cultivator. I'm guessing that Wallfly assumed she was getting 6 wood because she probably assumed that there was no way that Nathan did not start player or family growth first action in 6. But of course, obviously, he decided to do so. So I think that was probably Wallfly was probably counting on getting a 6 wood action there.
okay. But wait, Lumen is commenting. You can hear the stream behind me. I'm using headphones. That shouldn't be me. Maybe it's on.
Oh, maybe I just need to turn down my sound volume a little bit. And then, so that Sid doesn't come so loudly through. Or are you talking about Montu's stream? Talking about Montu's stream, Lumen?
So
because I did have Montu stream, like I had the audio on it for a bit. I turned the audio up for a bit.
Yeah, I don't have any of the stream's audio on, by the way, Lumen, so it shouldn't be me. Is it better now?
I turned down my volume a little bit. I guess the other thing I could do is put my mic down, and maybe that'll make a change.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just fixes itself because I like everything's on mute, so I don't really know what else I can do.
So Kimball's early game occupations must have been really brutal. We've got Drinker of Absinthe as his second occupation, just to let him play Brickyard and Beanfield. So I wonder if Kimball picked up. Did he pick up like, was it like first pick Lord of the Manor, second pick another late game card or something? Like it seems clear that his early picks have to have been late game point cards.
Yeah, I always trust Kimball. He always has a plan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. He does always have a plan.
Something will come out of this. We'll have to get they're almost certainly late game odds as his first picks because these are like unless his hand was really that bad, and I don't think it could have been given that Nathan has both Village Elder and Patroness. There's no way either Diplomat. Or
right, exactly. There's no way he first picked either of those over one of those two cards. Yeah. So I wonder. There's no way Wallfly gets to grow here, right? I was wondering if she should take one read just to try to sneak in, but there's no way she gets in, does it? Does she?
No, it's not even worth it. I would just morning trade.
Yeah.
Like, no one's threatening the sheep. I would morning trade. No one's threatening... I mean, what's going to happen is... Morning trade, Greedstone Food build is probably what you have to do so that you can start player first action in 8 to prevent...
Or in 9, yeah. Yep.
Or in 9, 9, sorry, 9.
Yeah. Actually see her fencing here. Ooh, that's spicy.
It's interesting. I mean, she has a lot of auto farming.
Yep.
I could see like a low growth line actually working out, but there needs to be some payoff for, well, the animals.
Yeah.
I'm more than food because Morning Trader has infinite food. You really don't need the food from the animals.
Yeah, she's got the clay oven and the first fireplace with 3 grain and 2 fields in her supply. She does not need to eat these sheep at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really hope you still see Strata's Hut actually. That was super cool. Because you need 2 plowed fields, right? So like.
Yep.
She has the right setup for it.
Yeah, if that's what it is, if we see her morning trade into 4 clay next round, that's probably.
Well, yeah. She might have to take the stone also. Just Strata is a little bit food intensive, but with the sheep grab.
With the sheep grab, yeah. If it's morning trade 4 clay 4 sheep, I think that would be an indicator to me that it's straw thatched hut.
And this fencing could also be an indicator for Loom, maybe Shearer, maybe Noom, which would be pretty cool as well, because there are lines where this gets to 8 sheep without too much difficulty, and then you family grow without room using that. It's one of CS2376 Junior's pet cards in this game, so... I like that card quite a bit. The way it's designed is pretty funky, but it's fun. And sometimes you can do clever things with it. Livestock expert stuff, for example.
Right.
They're interesting combos. I like the Tavern Keeper also, especially if there's a 4-rock miner coming.
And you know what? We've got Animal Trap here, which is pretty fantastic. Seems like Dr. Gabe has a pretty strong hand. I guess Apple Garden Salary not so impressive, but Animal Trap here looks pretty great.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could still be a quarry. In which case Salary becomes a lot better.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I could still see playing Animal Trap here because if you think you're going to fence, that gives you breeding cows by round 11.
Yep.
Which is really nice. And so this could still totally be a quarry, although I'd be very tempted to play quarry on growth.
Instead of Animal Trap, yeah, right. Because if you are going to go on day labor, that's going to slow down your fencing. You won't be able to hold the second cattle for a bit.
Yeah, but I think he'll probably be able to fence. There's no reason to build another room, really. I think it's a late growth game. Just get a good farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, late growth games are always interesting. There is extra wood in this game with Pasture Planner, but there's not that much extra wood.
Right. Yep.
Either does make you want to build more than one room.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I'm wondering about is with Miser, it's so tempting, and especially with Patroness, it's so tempting to play an Auk and grab a Reed. Like that would be the one thing. And you know what? If Wallfly decides not to try to grow, I have a feeling that that's what Dr. Game will do. Is that if Wallfly seems like she's abandoning family growth, then I would guess that Dr. Game tries to sneak in before Kajito.
Yeah, I mean, Cavern Keeper gives some incentive if you can time it correctly to actually get maybe an extra grain, because his feeding is a bit sketchy still, right?
Yep,
like,
it is. Yep. Yep, it definitely is. I think he'll probably try to build the stone oven, I would guess, actually. Because I think he's getting the 3 stone here.
We got another person fencing, which is lots of early aggressive fencing, which is always nice to see. It's a really good tempo fence. You probably pick up 2 more because Wallfly can only hold one type of animals.
Right. Dr. Game building the fireplace here. Ooh, I think this might be an error. Unless he's just planning to eat. I guess maybe he's just planning to eat the cattle coming in.
That's really painful. You're getting a breeding pair of cows. It's so
yeah. Well, and just thinking, Wallfly's taking the sheep, and we think, and Kajito's gonna have fence. Like, I'm interested to see what happens. Yeah.
I'm wondering what Kimball is upset about.
He probably wanted to build a major improvement there, I guess.
You could still do it on Reno. Oh, but I see. Reno Hearth is no longer...
Right.
I think he wanted the fireplace.
He can't Reno 3 clay fireplace. Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it also activates Brickyard for whatever that's worth. It's probably worth nothing. Knowing Kimball, it might actually be pretty important to get 4 clay in like round 12 for something like a clay path or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. He
very meticulously planned.
Yep. So. He is very, very strong in that respect. He's always got a good plan.
Yeah.
Oh, John Swore just responded, said, I want to play still.
A little bit difficult. There is a nice way to organize a tournament for 13 people, but you have to have them play a lot of games. Like 13 is a good number to organize tournaments like this because you can have everyone play each other exactly once.
Okay. Yeah, I would be interested in doing something like that, but the problem is the time commitment always.
Yeah, it's better for like an async tournament style where it's not quite as like you can take a little bit more time. It's a lot of games. I don't think people like committing to that many games. I can't commit to even like 1 game a week in advance. So like,
oh man, we've got two more donations on. Guys, thank you so much. People have been sending me emails. We've got a $25 donation from Vishwanad. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure your Play-agricola login. But thank you so much for that. If you want to post in chat or send me a message and so that I can credit you, I'd love to do that. And I think this is a very generous donation from Mr. Samfolds, $50. Thank you so much. That's really fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. That's another $75. Oh my goodness. We're at like over $550. That is incredible. I really did not expect to get that high.
This has been a great success. Yeah, thanks for organizing this. It's been really nice. All right, let me look at some of the other games now, I guess. So Sheep did come out in round 3 in Rainier and Monty's games, and Monty got Animal Husbandry Worker down, so he'll probably just take the breeding sheep here. I suspect. Yeah, he has a fireplace. He's already played the acreage, so I suspect what he'll do is set up good feeding, and then maybe build one wooden room and try to then go back and build more clay rooms with full cultivator later. Whether that works out or not, it might be a bit slow. If growth comes late, this is going to be a problematic line. However, he does also have an edge on farm development, so it's pretty interesting. Silo Builder from CS, which is a really strong card.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Those emails were... I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. Those emails are the confirmation of the donation on the tip jar. I'm sorry. I'm double counting that donation. I'm sorry. All right, so it's not 486, which is still fantastic, but thank you. Thank you to Cyrem and Sam Folds. Thank you so much. Yeah, so do you think with sheep coming round 3, that puts a little bit of food pressure on the game? Just thinking that Monty's really going to want to... yes, he's going to hold the breeding pair, but it also means that he probably wants another sheep action in stage 2, which means he's going to be kind of hoarding all the sheep food a little bit. Do you think that, does that put some food pressure on the game?
Partially, but the fact that he's actually breeding the sheep is it's more like a sheep round 2 game.
Right.
This 2 sheep grab is actually 3 sheep grab.
Right.
So he did take it. He took the breed. So, which is equivalent because no one can actually take the sheep, so it's perfectly reasonable. Although it does, the 2 grab is very reasonable.
Also, Monty fencing 8, Monty fencing 8 here, very interesting. The way he did, it's just not a common. You don't see that too often, is all.
Surprised he fenced more than 6, because 6 would have let him have room parts.
Right.
But it's possible that the 3 wood was taken after, and he didn't entirely anticipate what he was going to get.
Right.
CS with a very strong, it's early growth. CS gets first room in 5 with 3 stables with Silo Builder.
Mm-hmm.
He is now firmly in the lead, I think. Without question.
Coming out of that first growth with 2 grain, 1 vegetable. Ooh, that's going to be tough.
And a snack time, so your feeding is pretty solid for the second harvest. You only need 3 more food. Yeah, that's awesome. And this hurts Monty quite a bit because he's really out of the room position at this point. I think any sort of straw thatched hut, you absolutely have to build a wood room now. You can't really reno to clay first. I think there's not enough time.
Kimball's got Social Climber here.
Go ahead.
Kimball just played Social Climber. Do you think did he open Social Climber Village Elder and take Social Climber? Is that a defensible pick? I'm not sure. It might have.
I actually think I think it is. If there's any extra support for it, then even better. But yeah, I think that's reasonably defensible. Village Elder is a really good card, but Social Climber is one of the best things to actually help you get Village Elder.
Right.
I suspect there's more coming though, because I think there's probably some other reason to go maybe Reno early or something.
Yeah, he might have opened Village Elder plus a Stonehouse card that he was reasonably certain would wheel.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So Lumen made a good comment that CS might be the best player at the table. Very reasonable. He's won, over the last month, he's played 100 games or so, and he's won about 45 to 50% of them. And he's been playing good players pretty much throughout. So, yeah. He very well might be the best player on that table at this point. He has learned extremely quickly.
Kimball did manage to turn on his brickyard by building the pottery and eating a clay. So can he just go without eating clay? There's 2 6 clay actions, so he just needs to not take them for his pottery, and Brickyard can do something. That's a tough spot.
I'm really hoping he has a Stonehouse stock, because that would be very fun. And it would be quite strong line as well.
Turn rest plow for Dr. Game. Very, he's going to have a good, he's having a good game.
Yeah, this is definitely very fun.
He managed to get through the last harvest without eating his cattle. I'm surprised about that. I wasn't paying too close attention because I was watching the other games.
Yeah, I think there were 2 bottom feeding actions, and he probably got one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 3 food left over as well.
Yeah,
which is a lot, given that he was pretty food tight. So
the only thing that's hurting him here is that he's not going to be able to hold his second cattle when it comes in. You really wish he could have fences so that he could be breeding the cattle here, but he did decide to go for the 4th room. And grow in round 9 or in round 10 ahead of Kajito, which also triggered Tavern Keeper. So
I think there's no shot of Kimball ever. Like Kimball is definitely going to fence this round. There are dreams of Dr. Game taking 3 wood and fencing 4, but that's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
With 15 wood in the supply, Kimball is almost certainly fencing.
Especially with all the nice animal grabs that are lighting up for next round.
Yeah, I mean, the tempo is great. Assuming he gets to stay ahead of Kojito in turn order, he'll probably be able to pick up 2 cattle.
Are we going to see Wallfly? So I guess, is this the round where we would see Reno Strawthatch Drew from Wallfly? Strawthatch Tut. Sorry, Strawthatch Tut.
It's either that, maybe Clayhut extension. That could also just be reasonable here. Reno Clayhut extension would be fine. Alternatively, I'm still like on the pray that it's Noom line because that's a really fun line. So just get the HT and grow. Like you take 2 sheep here and then just grow that room next round. That'd be pretty fun, I think.
Kojito just ran out and played the cooking hearth. Yeah, Kojito needs food help obviously for the next harvest. He needs to take a pair of animals just to eat them here.
Yeah, he's very hungry.
That's especially tough when you've already fenced 15.
Yeah. And honestly, that 6 stone on his farm is not doing very much.
No.
No.
So he took, what did he take, 4 stone or 3 stone 2 rounds ago? It's not really helping.
It also leads me to believe that it's probably a first pick social climber, because if you've seen social climber, you don't really want to be taking those 6 stone actions.
Right.
Especially when the well is already gone, it's like, what are you using the stone on anymore?
Right.
It's taking a 3 stone action in like stage 2 or 3 to then get only used in round 14 Reno or like late game Reno is really terrible.
Hey Sid.
Like it feels awful. Yeah.
Why did Kimball fence 11 like that?
Plow.
Animal husbandry worker, maybe?
No, I'm actually thinking it's a plow. Like if it's just animal husbandry worker, you just fence 15, right?
Right. So is it swing plow? Oh, you're saying he's holding the wood for the plow. Okay. I was wondering, like, is it swing plow? Yeah, is it swing plow and he's going to build a 4th room? I don't.
Considering it's forward, it looks like a riding plow to me.
Yeah.
Like, it makes very little sense to hold the forward back except for a minor. So maybe it's oxteam, but then you would hold only 3 wood, I suspect. It's 2 minors. That could also be the case. Like he has a milking stool and an oxteam or something crazy like that.
Right. Right.
Jito is SPing for the 2 cows, probably.
Yeah.
This is actually quite a hungry game now. Like everyone except Wallfly is quite hungry.
Yep. I think Dr. Game is not super hungry, assuming he gets the stone oven. But yeah, I agree that.
Well, this harvest is definitely fine, right? He'll be able to eat the cattle.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying if he does build the stone oven in 12, because he could pick up the 3 stone next round. I wonder. Yeah. But if he does that, he's going to have to take more. He might even have to take more grain. I don't know.
Well, he has 3 grain right now. So.
He does have apple garden too, so you could just eat all your grain and take some vegetables. But I don't know that that's what I would do.
It's probably better to just never have to take veggies.
Yeah.
In this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a late growth game. You're not going to have enough actions to do everything. An apple garden's quite nice in those type of games. You just don't take the 1 action that it saves you. That's 2 points. I mean, the game is still pretty tight. Like,
it is.
I don't see anyone being like massively in the lead yet. Like Wallfly has an amazing farm, but it's on 2 people. And doesn't really have enough wood to fence much more, and it's tough to get wood when you don't have actions.
And especially seated behind Dr. Game, who also wants to take wood the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Let's update everybody on Gray's game here.
So the problem with trying to watch Gray's streams is that his hand often covers like everyone's board. He would lower his hand a little bit. I'm gonna ask him to do that actually.
Yeah, that would be good. So we can see the minor improvements. I'm gonna unmute Gray so we can hear what he's saying.
Wow, we 3 Kings takes Reed's down food, so yeah.
Okay, he
there's
did.
gonna be
I
6
don't
wood,
know
6 wood, 8
so
clay,
he has
3
4
reed.
ox down diary.
No, just 1
he
6 wood.
has an iron oven whenever he
So-
wants. It's late growth. There's a morning trader in this game too, but has only 1 grain. That is a confusing morning trader.
I wish we could see if PJ17's built the pottery, because that maybe he got Reedstone food a bunch of times in stage 1, and decided to read Stone Food over a morning trade.
Possibly, yeah. I'm gonna still ask him to lower his hand a little bit because
Yeah,
you can't tell what people actually played.
so we can see the miners. That would be a fantastic.
Yeah, like it's fine when you're actually watching his stream, so you can like follow what's actually going on because you don't need to see everyone's.
But it makes it makes jumping in and out very difficult. Yes, that's I have to
It's
say.
possible.
Shout outs to Maruska because that has made like it makes jumping in on a stream doable. Like you don't have to commit from minute 0, which is so
Yes,
so nice.
4 Ox down, 4 really strong Ox down. Yeah, I mean Gray is in a great position here. He's going to grow with Iron Oven, I suspect.
Baby Sling and Popcorn for We Three Kings. And looks like We Three Kings got the first family. Wait, we have two. Oh, Baby Sling, of course. Well, that's why 2 people grew in 7. So We Three Kings unoccupied.
Yeah, so it's not entirely a late growth game either. So
No.
the growth queue is a little bit easier. There are insane resource piles in the
Yes. Yes. So We Three Kings
honestly,
picking up the resources to build a clay room with Baby Sling, and also probably Renos and builds the well. I like their position.
I think We Three Kings get 6 swords there because I think PJ has to take 8 clay. He has a cooking hearth. Never mind. Not the pottery or something. Okay, he just has a hearth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fusing Morning Trader line, like Morning Trader plus hearth. I guess early sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, like 8 clay 6 wood, you're happy to take either action really. Like 8 clay is Reno plus clay oven.
Yeah.
Which with Morning Trader is always something nice. Yeah, I suspect Gray will now set up his veggie stuff and have a veg harvest, so his feeding will be trivialized, and
Yep.
there's still so many points in his hand. Like he gets plows so easily.
Yep.
Like, yeah, even a late growth line. Although I think this hand is probably better suited to an earlier growth line actually. He just gets so much value out of his actions. And
yes. He would love to have. He wants actions to take the vegetable space, right? Ideally.
Yeah.
And to take the resources to build
resources.
improvements on the vegetable space. Yeah.
I agree entirely. He wants to build as many ovens as possible, basically, or not as many necessarily because he has bread paddle, but
Yeah.
he wants to build as many majors as possible in general. He'll probably have to make do with a more conservative line now, just because growth is late. But also, Peaceworker just makes all your actions better. But Peaceworker is actually pretty nice in late growth too if you have good feeding, which he should have. So Peaceworker will be pretty huge. He might just he could just take grain, right? And then set up machete. He'll take grain once, sow it, and then set up machete, and then he has infinite grain to bake away a bread paddle.
Yep.
So every book will come with a plow, and yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. The downside of the sort of late family growth for Gray is just 24601, right? He maybe can play it for 2 points in 14, but occupation will probably be contested in 14 with Reeve in the game, and but it'll be.
I think he can play it for 4 points. Like the fact that his plows are going to be very trivial this game means that he can probably get away with his farm is probably just going to be complete in stage 5.
You think he won't have too much to do at that point? Yeah, I guess I'm looking at how much wood, but I guess with Peaceworker he can keep take. So what I'm wondering is he going to have tension between taking wood and doing other stuff? Because if he takes wood for the next couple rounds, then he's in great shape. And you know what? He's got diary too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm talking out of my ass.
There's Sunday work double Reno or Sunday work double growth for him in 14.
Right.
Sunday work double growth is probably if he doesn't flip a good growth sequence in stage 5, that's probably a really strong action for him.
Right.
Because Reno is like a lot of resource investment at this point. He'd rather build majors really with his resources than Reno, I think, for the most part.
Do you think the Morning Trader is just really sad because Greg cut all the cards that he would want, like Iron Oven, Machete? You know, is he just sad because of that? Baker's Servant.
Yeah, there's also popcorn in the game, so there's a lot of grain. It's definitely kind of a sad Morning Trader. I mean, imagine Morning Trader in Gray's hand though, like with Veggie Vendor.
Yeah.
Oh, Gray also has a Peasant's Boutique, so he's probably going to build a BMW at least and upgrade it. That seems like a pretty good sequence for him.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about PJ's feeding actually. His food seems quite bad, like really bad, because he has to grow next round.
Oh, I thought we were going to see We Three Kings build the well, but he decided to go for the clay oven instead with popcorn. And he
That makes
still
sense.
has the resources to build a clay room. So yeah, so he should be able to probably build and family growth in 10. So that's looking nice. He does still We Three Kings does still need more food. He's only got 2 plate occupations at this point with the Reeve, which you're a little disappointed about. But we should presume that when you
It's an
pick
update.
Reeve,
Gray built a room,
yeah.
so We Three Kings is not getting growth in 10.
Sorry. Unless Gray lets him, yeah.
Gray
Unless
can't let him. PJ has a room, so if Gray doesn't grow, PJ grows. So there's no way he can let him.
Oh,
But
PJ. Oh, PJ's only had 3 family members. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a hard enough time keeping track of my own games, let alone jumping into other people's games.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure Gray is very sad to never have seen a baguette. Baguette plus Baker Servant is just so strong.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I picked up here for the truth. Interesting.
Yeah. Although really, Gray's hand has enough bake actions probably.
Right.
It's probably just not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can. Let me take a look at the other game now. 'Cause
Yeah.
This game doesn't. They'll have some more interesting stuff happen next stage probably at this point. It is definitely quite hard to like actually remember what people are playing and what they're doing in each of these games. So it looks like in Rainier and Monty's game, CS already has the pottery, he has 2 grain, 1 veg, he has parts for another room. This is looking like a crushing victory for him. But he does have minor feeding issues, so it's not entirely clear.
Monty did decide to play Hill Cultivator into the Sycophant.
Yeah, I mean,
And we've got Apple Picker Acrobat into the Sycophant too, so maybe that's going to give enough to Rainier that he can challenge him, but I agree that CS is looking in the best seat at the moment.
so amazing for him.
Yeah.
It fits everything he's doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Although again, still has some long-term feeding issues, assuming he's going to try to get another person in round 9.
Yep.
Which he can do relatively easily. He might just go for fencing. I know CS likes to play 3-room games quite a lot, but with early growth, he might go for another room. There is a spinny in the game now, though, so that does add a little bit to the wood pressure.
Rainier having to day labor here. Ooh, that feels bad.
Oh, am I a little delayed? Or are you a little bit delayed?
I see it as Montu is just about to start round 8.
Okay, no, you're definitely delayed.
Oh, am I? Okay, I need to refresh then.
Yeah. If you're watching on multi-Twitch usually is a little bit delayed from normal Twitch, I think.
Oh, I'm on normal Twitch. I'm just
Okay.
going through. Okay, yes, I definitely was delayed because I see 3 extra actions taken. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so yeah, a Blackjack AV immediately snapped the forward, which is a really good action when Spinny's in the game. I suspect CS is probably just not going to go for another room and is just going to go for tempo fencing at this point. But I don't want to question anything. We'll see what he actually does. It's hard to really predict stuff like that, which sort of without knowing what cards people have.
Yep.
Maybe he has a big house payoff. Maybe he has like some way to get cheaper wood. Like if he has rope fences, he's in really good shape with wood, so he doesn't need to worry about it at all. He can easily build another room.
So I know you're a great advocate for Noble doing a 4-room house game, but it looks like Rainier's not going to be able to pull that off here.
I'm not a great advocate for it. I just think it is, if the game goes that way, you do it. This is clearly not that game, I think. He's just not going to get the wood in time. He could try to build a clay room, but he's also hungry.
Yeah.
And by hungry, I mean he's incredibly hungry.
Because he had to day labor.
Well, he has his fences coming in next round, so he needs 2 food there too. So he's probably going to reno.
Stone oven?
It's going to be reno stone oven. It's going to be maybe take a grain first, get 2 food that way, and then reno stone oven, bake both. His feeding is in bad shape, really. I don't really. He's in like last place according to me right now. His feeding is just too poor.
Yeah.
And you can't be on 3 actions, have no wood, even with a fence deliveryman, and have terrible feeding. That's like a tough line. No plows, although we know he has some plow support, so that's not quite that bad. Noble will be big though, and Stone Oven is really bad if he's forced to build it because it really slows down his Noble. It's a late stone game. There's not much stone in the game. We know Montu wants like infinite stone this game as well, which I think Montu's big house line is just dead.
Oh, I'm seeing Rainier building the BMW here. Huh. So he has to take what? He's going to day labor again, last move, to pick up the 2 food for his fences?
No, grain is just better, right? You get 2 food when you take grain.
Oh, of course. One. Wait, no, doesn't he only get 1 when he takes grain?
I think I don't actually remember Sycophant off the top of my head right now.
Because Sycophant,
which is a bit embarrassing.
Sycophant says the other player gives you 1, and then you get 1 from the supply. So I
Yeah,
think if he
sorry.
takes it himself, he only gets 1.
That's true. He needs someone else to take grain. What he could do is take plow. Because Blackjack Davy has acrobat. So if he plows, unless Blackjack
Oh, then you think Blackjack Davy's going to grain jump to sow?
he has a free grain action, right? So like,
Yeah.
I know it costs us food, but you get the food with apple picker anyways. There's no way he
Get your
doesn't jump to
holly
grain.
jollies.
So you probably plow here to force him onto grain, and then you get 2 food that way.
Oh, Sid, I've got to shout out someone in chat. I'm going to replay that.
Ooh, Rilo.
Rilo, thank you so much for the $50 donation. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Rilo Kren. That's really awesome. That puts us over $500 raised, which is...
Get your holly jollies.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Rilo Kren. That's really fantastic. I've got to update that number. Sorry, Sid, continue what you were saying.
And it's like, unfortunately, Ryan's feeding situation is so bad that a lot of his plans are probably getting affected. So I think his game has clashed a lot with Monty. That's a problem.
Right.
He probably wanted tempo fencing this game. He knew about Animal Holder, but Animal Husbandry workers are pretty deadly when you're planning on animals too. The sheep are just not there, so Shear is basically never going to do anything, except maybe be a little bit of endgame points.
Yeah.
His Village Fool is probably maybe getting 3 points if he can find the tempo to play it in round 10. His game is just a little bit slow in all regards. He has no stone now. Noble looks pretty tough, but doable if he gets Reedstone food. He probably just has to take Reedstone food twice at this point, which is fine with the BMW. It's not awful, but he doesn't really have actions. The one saving grace is he doesn't need that much wood for this game, and so there's hope there. Like, the hope is kind of, I don't know. His game has unfortunately been badly affected by probably what Monto did, the fact that sheep came late, and just in general, feeding trouble. Yep, he's day laboring. I think that's a mistake. I think if you plow here, you pretty much guarantee get 2 food from the Sycophant proc.
Right.
Maybe he needs both. Maybe he needs even more food, so okay.
Well, he does.
Yeah,
he definitely will need more food next round, for sure. Definitely will need more food next round.
Yeah, he definitely will. Yeah. It just really hurts, right? Like, I mean, when you're pushed into this position, you kind of know your game is already dead.
And you're right. Good call, Sid. And even without the plow action, we've got Blackjack Davy taking grain here. So he's gonna jump to. So Blackjack Davy's gonna sow his vegetable, bake his grain. That's what we're guessing, right?
You can't do that, right? You can't.
Acrobat. Oh, I was thinking of Countryman. It's Acrobat. You're right. Okay, sorry.
There isn't even a Countryman. So I think you're confusing it because there is a Countryman in one of the other games.
Okay.
Right? Like,
okay.
The Tooth played Countryman.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense. I thought Acrobat was Countryman for sure. I'm clicking on the card and it's not doing anything. Where's my pop-up?
Okay, so Gray has no wood, but in every other sense, he is completely crushing the game. So the question over there in his game is, can he get the wood defense now? He has 3 stone fields with 2 grain, 2 veg. He has a machete. He'll probably play gardener soon. He has infinite food. And so really, the only thing that's left in this game is, can he get the wood defense in a timely manner? Which is possible. There is a decent amount of wood pressure in this game.
And all Gray's occupations come with a field too. So he doesn't even really need that much wood, because he'll fence like 7 fields this game.
Yeah, so he needs his ox will give him 3 more wood, assuming he plays all of them. Which Village Fool is questionable here, but when it comes with wood plus plow, you probably just play, and plus bake, you just play it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And Convict has to probably wait a little bit. I don't think he can afford to lose the action too early. Or he could just play it actually pretty soon. He might be fine. Like, again, he just doesn't need action. So he could play Convict next round maybe. And just like live with 3 actions now and try to just take wood aggressively. I'm sure Gray knows that all he needs to do to win this game at this point is take wood, so that's probably what he'll do for the rest.
You know what's a little bit of a slight nombo? Morning Trader plus Forest Farmer. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh, Forest Farmer's on plow. Never mind. I'm thinking of off of crops. Okay, it's fine then. Oh, it's fine. Okay. I was confused. I was like, those two don't go together.
Yeah. Plow Driver is very nice though. I like
Yes.
Leaf King's game a lot more now. Plow Driver and playing.
I thought it. Yeah, I definitely thought he was going to build a fourth room, but no, he's going for setting up Plow Driver instead, which makes total sense. So I think we three
Yeah.
kings. If he hits Family Growth without room in 12 with Baby Sling, he's probably in a pretty strong. Like then he maybe is in a position to contest the game with Gray, but I think without that, it looks like Gray's game to me.
I think Leaf King's path to winning this is Village Elder plus Family Growth without room in 12 plus deny Gray as much wood as possible.
Yeah.
And if he gets that, that's probably his best path to winning. But honestly, like Gray's hand is just too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just so much synergy there. It's so incredible. When you get a second pick of Breaker Servant, you should not be allowed to wheel a bread paddle. Really, I think if it was the first pick Breaker Servant, then there's nothing wrong with it. You don't know about it. But there's certain combos that I don't think you should pass. But I think people mostly don't draft defensively enough, and like
Right.
sometimes you have to deal with it.
Yep.
Deal with an incredible combo. Yeah. Of course, if it was Baguette, I don't think Baguette was in the same pack. If it was, then you pick Baguette, I guess, over Bread Paddle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because Baguette does more for yourself, and it has roughly the same effect for Gray. And then back to the current game. Let's see. Oh, never mind. You're on Gray's stream as well. So
I'm switching over. I'm switching over with you. I'm switching over what I'm watching with you. So.
Okay, so Dr. Game has figured out his feeding. He has the best fencing. He has the well, the fireplace, enough to reno.
Oh my goodness, he loves. Okay, Layabout is one of his pet cards, and there's two reasons. One, he says it's very like he identifies it with it very closely. You lay about and then you don't have to feed yourself. But then also, I think he just really likes the card because whenever I see him, whenever like every once in a while he'll be like, "Oh, I watched your draft from the other day," and he's always like, "You should have taken Layabout." It's one of his favorites.
Like have Plow Driver, and so this is really interesting because I don't anticipate social judging by the Ox other people have played, unless Morning Trader was also in that pack for some reason. Like Plow Driver or Social Climber wheeling is kind of surprising, right? And Plow Driver is usually the first pick between Plow Driver and Social Climber, I would say.
Right.
Maybe if you pass Village Elder, you take Social Climber, but Plow Driver is so strong.
Right.
Probably,
yeah, and it is still possible that he's got something else, right? That's still possible. I thought it was maybe like Lord of the Manor or something earlier, but you wouldn't expect if Plow Driver Social Climber, because our guess was that he opened Village Elder, Social Climber, and a Stonehouse card, and there's no way that he gets Social Climber, Plow Driver out of that pack, unless it was an incredible pack.
Social Climber does sometimes wheel, but I suspect what happened is he first picked Plow Driver of Village Elder, which I think is very reasonable. I think Plow Driver is a stronger card.
Mm-hmm.
And Social Climber, then he picked, because it has incredible synergy with Plow Driver. So,
right.
That seems very reasonable here.
Right.
Everyone's having good games, but I'm still really hoping that Wallfly has Noom, because she has 8 sheep, and Shearer is not in her hand, which is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it looks like Wallfly's finally gonna grow. In round 14, she's gonna get Family Growth with room.
It'll probably, she doesn't have Noom. It's probably just growth. Otherwise, it would have happened early. It's probably just growth with room into fencing.
What if she has Loom? She might have Loom.
Loom would be really cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in a Village Elder game, I don't think this is going to be enough points
for
Wallfly.
Yep.
She's a very pretty farm, but not enough points elsewhere.
Yep.
Probably.
Not
really trying to calculate the scores.
Dr. Game's going to hit his Stonehouse Reno with Mountain Cave, and he needs one more plow action. Looks like he probably first move plows here. I think Kajito got a little bit screwed. It looks like Kimball and Dr. Game start playered a decent amount, so Kajito just spent a lot of the game in 3rd and 4th, which I think was probably very tough for them. And we knew, and also, because there was so much animal competition, being late in the turn order made it difficult for him to actually get food.
I think the other big deal was that he had really big feeding troubles in stage 1 and stage 2, which might have been because of him going last a lot.
Right.
He didn't grow last, but he was last throughout the entire stage 2, basically, because of the growth queue.
Yep. Because it was Kimball and Dr. Game start playing. Yep. Yeah, so I think that was tough because Wallfly's never put him in second, not once. Fofo, welcome, Fofo. We did end up with 12 players, so we've got 3 4-player games happening at the moment. So we're jumping between the games. This game is the only one without a streamer in it, so we're focusing on it mostly. Also, it's going to be over the quickest. They had a pretty quick draft.
Yeah. Imagine Wallfly's game with Rogue.
Yeah.
You take this and then you get growth without room like in round 12, and it's just so much better.
Yeah. Winner of each game team, and then it's going to be the second player in it that's closest in terms of point percentage. So if there's someone who's 39 to 40, they're going to be basically someone who's 1 point off the win. That's basically how I'm going to do it. I presume that there'll be a close game like that, or if there's a tie, if there's a table that has a tie for the win, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
So,
Although,
quick glance at Rainier's game again. So it looks like a CS got the 5-word action. No one took Spinny. He was start player. He took 5-word until he built another room, which is very reasonable after he got a 5-word action. So he now has 4 stable. One of his veg disappeared. Did he eat it? Guess he can't have eaten it. Did he just forget to take it? I don't know what happened there. Very questionable apple tree with having 2 grain, 2 veg, and only 1 field. I would much rather just have that field available to go on to.
right.
But his game looks better regardless of that.
That's the one thing. So he put in work to get the crops early, but then they're just kind of sitting there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And again, his feeding is not really solid yet. He has a pottery and a well. So still some stuff to do there. I guess the apple tree will help a little bit there. I still think he should have an extra veg, right? Like, I don't really know what's going on with that. Like, he just built a 4th stable, and he has no way to eat the veg other than raw. There's no way he ate a raw veg, I think. Did he? Maybe he did. Yeah, I guess that's the downside of jumping in and out, is that you can't exactly tell whether everything is correct or not.
Yeah, it actually sounds like there's maybe some rules issues here. Like, I don't know if does snack time and apple tree not work together? Does apple tree provide a food in the feeding phase?
Oh, if that's the case, then
so he's 1 food short, maybe.
In the field phase of each harvest, so he can skip the breeding phase and still. No,
snack time skips the field phase, so apple tree doesn't actually do anything here. Like, he can't trigger snack time and apple tree. That's the problem.
Yeah, that seems like a horrible play. Then maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize. Because they're talking in chat right now, so I assume that they're having to work that out right now.
Okay. Like, if it doesn't work, then I would just let someone undo that, right? It's like a rules error. It doesn't affect anyone else's move.
Yeah.
It's a really unfortunate rules error. So, like, it's an absolutely crippling move, and it's a friendly tournament, really. So, I don't know. It'll be up to them to decide how they're doing it. But
yeah.
I would let someone take it back, I think. Seems unnecessarily mean to force that onto someone. All right, and then. Yeah.
They're appearing to move on. I don't know. I'm just jumping in between.
Yeah, they just had to take it back. It's a reasonable thing to do, I think. Yeah, no minor. Just continue.
Yep. And he had enough food, so it looks like.
Yeah. And he got his veg, so everything looks sorted. Somehow Gray's at 8-wood. Don't know what happened to let that happen, but yeah, he's won this game already, so the game's over.
Let's finish up the main table because we're into round 14. So Kimball is going to end the game with the 11 fences that he fenced before, and he built the joinery.
Wow, very interesting. Village Elder, I guess, is what that.
Yeah. Very interesting there from Kimball.
Clever, I think, quite clever. Like, the Village Elder is worth more, plus joinery is worth more than the fencing. So, yeah. It is worth more than the
fencing. And I wonder if it let him starve enough wood from the game that it slowed down Dr. Game. But Dr. Game ends with reasonable animals, so I don't know.
I think Dr. Game should still have this with a Stone Reno plus.
Yeah, Stone Reno. Oh, he didn't first action plow. What did Dr. Game do with his first move? Did he think he was going to wheel plow?
I think he's so big.
Oh, turn rest is one time. Never mind. Ignore me. Turn rest is one time. I was thinking it was riding plow. No, it's turn rest plow. I can't click on the plow to bring it up. Oh, actually, I can because I'm actually watching it on the site.
So Dr. Game has a free family growth action and a free run offense action.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not a free run offense action. He needs to take it and hope that because Cogito could totally block. And I think it's not worth the risk anymore, given that you have a family growth without room action guaranteed to you. Does he have enough food though? He's going to eat a lot of points.
He's going to eat a lot of points. He has to eat his sheep and probably his 2 boar. Yeah.
Only 1 point though, so that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Is that enough though? If you grow without room, I think.
Yeah, because he's got 1 food in his supply.
Yep.
And he's got a hearth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can eat a raw grain too.
I am avoiding doing a lot of arithmetic. I have really not slept much. Tough to do math. I have a Mars game in the evening. I'm going to struggle with that one.
Well, thank you. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate that.
Enjoyable.
It's been fun. Yeah.
I can't sleep at this. It's like noon. I'm going to sleep at this point. It's crazy.
One of those days, eh?
Yeah, I have sleeping issues. I can't always fall asleep at night. So, tough day. That's all. I'll deal with it. At least it's a Saturday, and I don't really have much work. So.
Yeah, you only have to engage your mind reading things that are very important for other people. Yeah, I want to hear the final scores. I guess, is there any way? There's no way for Dr. Game to play an improvement here. So yeah, Kimball stole the 3 points. I definitely thought it looked like Village Elder was going to go to Dr. Game, but Kimball managed to.
Oh, Dr. Game's already at 5. Never mind, I miscounted his people. Okay, that's why he didn't have.
His last move was 1 cattle.
1 cattle, yeah.
And it looks like Kimball scores 39. I'm pretty sure Dr. Game's got 39 beat. Yeah, he's already at 42.
That's a really rough game. Yeah, it looks like Dr. Game wins this. That's pretty awesome. Like,
yeah, good for him.
Like return to the site, beating Kimball, always good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I think his first pick, Patronus, did a lot of work here.
well, Patronus is such a stellar.
Patronus
right?
so good, yeah. Yeah. And his resources, it seems like his resources flowed relatively easily for what he needed to do. I wonder when he took Animal Trap. I wonder what pick Animal Trap was.
I would pick it very highly with Patronus. You have a pretty solid lock on the well, unless someone gets Wheatstone Food 3 times in stage 1 or has
Right.
Well Builder.
Yeah, and Kimball's probably not taking turn rest plow with plow driver, right? So that is a reasonable thing to pass.
Are we underestimating Cogito's score? I don't think Cogito can actually beat Dr. Game here. Right? Like Dr. Game's farm just looks way better in almost every way.
Oh, sorry, John. Oh, John thought we were playing at 1 p.m. PST. Oh, rip. That's too bad.
That sucks.
Oh well, it worked out. But yeah, Cogito's farm looks better than I was expecting. You're right about that. But with no bonus points, well, I guess he's got 1 point share. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Dr. Game has this. Oh, Cogito's he beats Kimball by 1. It looks like. So this might be the table in which the second place comes from. The second place is only 2 points behind.
Mm-hmm.
So 1/21 in terms of percentage, 5% away.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to come up with a good way to actually measure distance from first place in Agricola. This is a good approximation, I think, probably. I wonder if scores are actually linear, though. Well, we'll see. Anyway. That's a question for another time.
Yeah.
Looks like a fun game, and congrats to Dr. Game.
Yeah, nicely done.
It's never easy to beat players of a player of Kimball's caliber. Always nice to when that happens.
Yeah, GG everyone. Nicely done. All right, hop over to another game here. Let's bring up. So Gray's game's in round 12, and Gray is deciding between occupation and 2 sheep here. It looks like he's probably thinking about whether or not to play Village Fool for 2 points. Is it even still 2 points at this point? Is he he still wants to play Vegetable Harvest and Madonna Statue it away, doesn't he? Or is he's just going to Madonna Machete Bread Paddle away eventually?
He didn't build a BMW, and I don't think he has any plans on doing so anymore.
Yeah. Peasant's Boutique. Yes, of course. Yeah.
So we were talking about how Gray had no wood in like round 10.
And he's got 14 wood now. Yeah.
I kind of wish we'd seen what happened in this game to let that happen. Like,
he must have got
The answer is probably very easy. No one else took wood, and
Yeah.
they realized that all he has to do is take wood.
Yeah, he must have got like 2 wood actions and a so bake action each round or something like that. That seems like almost what it had to have been.
Yeah, that is roughly what seems to have happened. And he played one Orc as well, Gardner. So, like, yeah, it seems pretty like a very, very comfortable win for Gray, I think, in this game.
Peace worker gonna peace. That's right, HIKLJ. Turnbar, hello. Fun concept. Thank you so much. Glad that you're tuned in. Hey, send Domba a message and ask him where he is, because he said he was gonna play, and he is not here. So
I saw
Turnbar,
Damba on the cardboard from Mars channel sometime ago, like last week or something. So,
give Domba a hard time for me, Turnbar.
But yeah, he hasn't been around recently.
Chatsor says, "Turdy losers welcome here." That's funny. All right, so this looks to be a Gray win. I'm guessing
it looks like a stomp. So the second place
is not going to be close. Yeah. So let's hop over to Rainier and Monty's game.
That does seem to be the tighter game so far. Although I think CS is going to win this one.
It seems like it. You know what? I need to be right back 1 moment. I'm going to go high five Nathan.
Nice. Congratulate him for me. I guess I should talk to keep the stream going while William is not here. Yeah, so there's still some feeding issues on CS's side, but they're relatively easily fixed with like a 4 clay grab. And everyone's game looks pretty rough at the moment. In fact, Blackjack Davey is probably having the second best game here. I can't see any of his Ox, unfortunately, so I have no idea what else he's played. I'm going to ask Ryan to... Oh, maybe I can see it on Rainier's stream. Yes, I can. So on Monty's stream, I can't see it. But Fence Stealer. That is a really impactful block there. So Blackjack Davey has his fencing done. He has an apiary, which is a really strong miner. Yeah, this could still go either way there, but CS does have the well in the pottery, so his ceiling is a lot higher. So it's a question of who actually managed to hit their ceiling, I think. I think the other 2 players are not in this. I guess Animal Holder is Montu's, but everything else, and he has an Ox team. I do have to remember he has an Ox team, so that's going to be 3 plows. So I guess he's also there. Maybe not. And then Ryan has a Noble, so the family growth flip will be pretty big. This is still a very interesting game, I think. I shouldn't really over predict this at the moment. I'm curious to hear what Ryan is saying. So.
So, Dr. Game's comment is, Wallfly said all these miners suck, so he was happy that he took the trap, the well trap.
Yeah. I think Animal Trap is the impact of Animal Trap is higher than almost any other miner in the game, but there's a big risk attached to it. Like if you think about it, like a miner that gives you a grain and 2 capital is pretty incredible, right? Like there's almost no miner that has similar level of payoff. And so if you have the patroness, you have a pretty solid guarantee of getting the well. I think there's very few Ox / like what is the real threat? Someone gets restore food 3 rounds. That's really unlikely, given that patroness can actually outpace that usually, anyways.
Right.
Really, well builder is the main threat. And if you haven't seen the well builder in draft, you snap Animal Trap. And yeah, so I think that was a very good decision. Like it gave him a lot of value. And it actually wasn't the maximum Animal Trap payoff because he had to eat one of his cows and couldn't breed them. But Animal Trap is a really strong miner. Yeah.
So what? I have to get myself caught up here. So Rainier's.
I'll talk a little bit while you were gone. And basically, what's happening is that Rainier is massively under massive food pressure. Basically, so like he has a BMW, he'll get through this harvest. But it's sort of like, it's like treading water. It's a really tough situation to be in Agricola. He needs family growth in that room really badly. If it flips, he has a small shot, I think. But I think it's very slim. I am mildly surprised he didn't just SP Steel Plow instead. I guess he wants to fence first and maybe doesn't even. Yeah, Rainier's game is really tough here. I don't really see any chance of him winning, even with growth flipping here, I think. And I was saying that, like, I was watching Monty's stream and couldn't see what Blackjack Davy played, but he has a fence dealer with 6 wood, and that's a really good situation.
Nice.
So, Blackjack Davy's in pretty good shape. He has an apiary, which is always strong.
Yep.
And then there's, of course, CS 2376 Junior, who is breeding boar, breeding sheep, 4 stables, 6 wood, 2 grain, 2 veg, the well, the pottery. Minor feeding issues.
Ooh, Hedgekeeper's. Hedgekeeper's fantastic here.
Who has played Hedgekeeper?
CS Junior played Hedgekeeper.
Oh, okay. Monty's stream is a little bit ahead of Ryan's stream, I see. So, yeah, that's pretty great. So Rainier, like, when did Rainier get Fence Delivery? They must have been in the same pack. Fence Delivery and Hedgekeeper is such a strong combo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 14 free word for like 4 food. So it must have been probably in the same pack or something else incredible in that pack. So it looks like the Hill Cultivator got played and then never got used. So it was played mainly for Spinny.
Yeah.
So probably Omni Farmer should have just gotten played there. I'm not sure. I guess he's going to use it here on veg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Sycophant, I think, really threw Monty's game out of...
Yes.
And Apple Picker, right? You're not only do you have maybe a payment to make on grain, but there's someone else competing for it. I mean, that's a situation to be in. I think you have to abandon the line.
Yeah.
And the problem is we can also see Monty's hand, and he has nothing aside from Omni Farmer, which he's not even playing. It's not going to be worth playing next stage, probably.
Yep.
None of his miners do anything anymore.
Yep.
Maybe Iron Oven, but like he has no grain, so
he's not going to be baking. It can only be stone. Yeah.
So I think Monty's game is dead, basically. In the sense of winning, like he'll probably end up with an okayish score, but I don't think he has any shot of winning. To me, there are 2 competitors here, and CS is in solid lead, but Blackjack Davy has some interesting stuff going on, and I don't know his miners, so there could be something else interesting too. Because the quality of miners in this draft were so strong that there could still be bombs left in people's hands.
Right.
So one there is very nice. It starts his feeding out. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting finish between the 2 of them, I think. I am hoping that it's time to go to that room so that Rainier at least has a little bit more of a shot and maybe doing something this game. But it's tough, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I wonder what Monty picked over Spinny. I don't think Spinny is a particularly strong like miner, to be honest. Situational miner. Like, it can be very strong. But you really don't want to end up with a 3-room game on Spinny, I think. It tends to be very problematic.
Because you don't have time to take the 3 wood with a late action.
Exactly, and so what happens is it piles up to 5 wood, and then other people get more efficient wood action.
Right.
So you actually end up helping the people who build really aggressively, which usually helps Monty, so I understand why he took it there, because that is usually his style.
Yeah. But in this game, unfortunately, I think you hit the nail on the head. He was planning for a Straw Thatched Hut big house game, and then Sycophant hit the table, and he was like, "Well, shit."
Basically, yeah. All right, Plauso came. I think Rainier takes 5 wood here, because like you don't need to copy Plauso. Like, I mean, he hasn't played Noble yet, but like. Yeah, and unfortunately, like with growth not flipping here, his game is just over. Yep, he takes 5 wood. That's really the only response you can do there, I think. So I'm expecting to see a lot of first action plowing now. Rainier still has a steel plow to play, which is going to be quite nice with his noble. He'll at least get a good plow so action. So I did forget about steel plow, which does give him some avenues even without growth flipping.
Yeah, the 5 wood is actually quite nice because he can do. Well, I guess he really wants to fence 7, but he can only fence 5. But even fencing 5 is okay.
6 is fine, right? Can you actually fence 6 after you fence this way? I think 5 is not. He can fence 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he fences
okay,
6.
so he just misses out on 1 space. He still has 4. Yeah, he still has 4 pastures, but yeah, misses out on 1 space. Yeah.
So, well, animal husbandry worker is the issue where.
That's the real hard thing is that you really want to be fencing to get 5 pastures here. But maybe you do the math that CS Junior doesn't have enough fence actions to actually get to 5.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine that's the case, considering he can like pretty much first action fence the rest of the way.
I think the bigger issue is that Noble might have to end up copying fencing at some point, which is because I think CS Junior might be pretty aggressive on the fence.
Doesn't Rainier want to fence this round?
No, he absolutely does. So I'm saying if you take an extra wood action, you might get fence blocked.
Right. So then Noble would have to get you fence later. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. We were talking at cross purposes.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't really explain myself very clearly there.
Yeah, what's Monty doing here? Probably picks up 4 wood because that lets him fence 15. But he would also like to start player to get family growth without room. But as we've been saying, his miners are not helpful anymore.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how much food the sycophant has actually ended up giving over the course of the game. There's this interesting play where if someone plays something that's not Field Watchman or Morning Trader, and you play Sycophant, what it really does is it disincentivizes them from actually taking Gray. Right? And so you end up getting very little value out of it. Now, in an Acrobat, not Berry Picker, like what is Apple Picker, you probably are fine. If you've seen both of those cards and Apple Picker comes down, then you just play it, and that seems very reasonable. Yeah, okay, Ryan just went ahead and fenced and gave up the Animal Husbandry Worker points. I think that's correct. You just do that, and you live with... So the wood would have been worth 3 points. So it's like nice action, but I think he's feeling the fence pressure here.
Yep.
It's also looking uncomfortably likely that Noble just won't get played, which is extremely sad, but seems like that might be the case here. Because if you start players...
Or if he retains start player, yeah. He's going to family growth, and then... Yeah, we'll see. Dingy here, putting some more wood into the game.
Who played Dingy?
Blackjack Davy just did on start player. So it looks like he's eyeing... That's got to be he's eyeing Plow So, right? Actually, no, he's got Apiary. Yeah, okay, he could just be going for family growth.
I think Plow So might be the pick to sort of slow CS's plowing down.
That's true. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because if you do family growth, CS run up Plow So's. That's a good point, yeah.
Like, family growth is what you want to take here, and Plow So is probably the slightly, like, a good action for you that blocks someone else a little bit. He doesn't know about steel plows, so he also thinks that the plow pressure is higher than it actually is.
That's true. Yep, that's very true. Yep.
Although, I mean, at this point, you see you must suspect a plow, right? When someone deliberately doesn't fence the optimal number and keeps wood behind.
Yeah.
Now, we did the same thing with Kimball, but that was a different...
He had a different kind of plow. He had the plow driver, not a minor plow.
Yeah.
Turnbar, thank you very much. Glad that you're enjoying it. I mean, these games are... So, like, the thing is, I don't really want to just hop into a random game on Play-agricola and commentate it, because it's just not really that interesting. But you know what? This game, there are stakes. There are stakes that are not non-zero, so... That makes this kind of format more interesting. And plus, we can have the storylines going from game 1 to game 2, you know. Since there's some continuity, there's some connection between the games.
So when is game 2? It's like
we'll just play it right away, immediately after, yeah.
Cool. I think I can stick around for that one too, actually, then. Because I thought this was a longer tournament for some reason.
No, just 2 games. Just 2 games. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It focuses on all the players. I see. Partially, that's Sid is very good at hopping into these games and analyzing them. Because I am used to focusing on one player, right? When I stream, I focus on my own game, and yeah.
Yeah, having watched a lot of streams, it's definitely easier to try and keep an eye on other people's things because, like when you're playing a game, you're obviously very focused on it. When you're streaming, you're very focused on your own game. So
yeah,
you don't necessarily develop as much of the skill about looking at other people's stuff. Plus, my playstyle tends to be very blocky and defensive, and like I like attacking people's positions, so right. I'm always looking at people's positions.
Yep. Yeah. Definite place where you can get some edges. The Animal Husbandry Worker are the only global points in this game, right?
Animal Holder,
Animal Holder, which Monty is holding on to. Yeah, or he already played. Yeah, he already
Monty's
played.
going to run into some feeding issues and might not be able to keep his animals, whereas CS is not eating any of his animals. So CS's animals are all going to breed, and Montu's aren't. And that might create a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Like, if CS gets the animal holder points is what I do think that he's going to win this game. It doesn't look like he can lose this then. That's a lot of points to just get for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be... It might have been a fairly close game between him and Blackjack Davy anyways. And Blackjack Davy kind of has defense here. Right? Oh, something happened. Oh, you're refreshing Monty.
Oh, I'm refreshing because the stream, the quality dropped, so...
Yeah.
Pop over and see what Rainier's up to. Is Maruska in chat? I wanted to ask him.
He was in other people's chats, but I don't know if he's in this one. I can look it up and see.
Maruska, I want to know if I change the name that I'm pulling for the extension for the final, for the second game, if I change my name in the extension to one of the players playing, will the card extension then work? I want to know if that is something I can do. So Maruska, if you're listening, if you could let me know. I presume that it'll work, but I'm just wondering if there's anything that I need to be wary of doing that. Yeah, he's in chat, actually. I just checked. But he might have us muted and be listening to someone else.
It could also just be AFK, like watching but not paying full attention and stuff. That's
Come on in.
very small. So, Rainier did end up playing Noble, which seems pretty reasonable.
Meow. Nathan's here with the cat. Here, I can turn the monitor a bit.
Man, this charity stream looks like it's going super successful.
We're at $540. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I expected like $100. So I'm very pleased, I have to say.
And you're gonna be broke, because then you're gonna have to... What was your agreement?
No. No, I said I was going to match up to $100, but I think since we did 5 times my goal, I'll probably double what I'm contributing, and then everyone at the final table will get something to their local food bank. So that'll probably be what I do there.
Merry Christmas. Aw.
Yeah.
Which game is this?
So we're expecting that Gray's got Sid, he can't hear you, by the way. I actually could change that. But we're watching.
This game is ending, so you might want to switch over to their game.
Oh, sure. So yeah, thank you. So we're pretty sure Gray's got this one won.
Oh yeah, 100 double Reno. He's already at 29. That's a 8 point move, and he has a million bonus points.
Yeah.
This is a 1 game.
Yeah.
By like a good margin.
Yeah, Gray got up to 4 family members, and then also filled his farm very efficiently with Baker's Servant, and he has Bread Paddle, which he's comboing with it. He's a very strong player. If you had asked me to bet money, I would have bet money on him winning this game.
Oh, I mean,
so.
I think he's much stronger than the other players in this game for sure.
Yeah. Pardon?
Could you see the drafts or?
No, but we can see. Well, we can see the draft of the people who are streaming because we're switching over to the other people who are streaming just to watch. Yeah. So let's take this opportunity to ask you a little bit about your game. What do you think were some of the key moments?
Oh, getting past Miser by Kimball, I thought. I was like, yeah, that was a good card.
Miser did well for you.
Oh,
yeah.
And then Kimball, he grabbed the read pretty early. And I'm like, I don't care.
You're like, I have Miser, I don't need read.
Yeah. And then I would go starting player early for like a little salary because it's free. You know?
So you ended stage 1 with 5 stone, is that right?
Yeah.
Because you took Reedstone Food 3 times, and then you got 2 stone out of Patroness, I think.
Yeah, I looked around. I'm like, stone hasn't appeared on the board yet, and I have 5 of it. So it looked fun.
The animal trap was really good for you.
Yeah.
That was such a very high impact. That did really well. So, what about in the draft? Were there any things that you agonized over a little bit, or anything you weren't sure about?
Yeah, the miners were really trash, so I had to first pick the animal trap card.
Mm-hmm. No, that was good. It was a good pick. Yeah, it was a good pick.
Because I don't have any of the power memorized for any of these cards.
Right. So you were trying to figure out based on what it does. Well, I mean, that's honestly, and considering how long, like, probably the last time you played was when we played together on stream.
Yeah.
So is that like half a year ago? Ari, get out of there.
Eating foods.
She's going into my stuff. Wallfly says, oh, Wallfly's waving to you and saying good game.
Good game, Wallfly. Yeah, it was awesome. You said we should play together and then hope that we'll make it so we play together, and guess what?
I didn't do it. It was honestly, it was RNG. It was I just randomized the tables. I had no control whatsoever.
Thank you for the animal trap. Yeah, that was. Yeah, thank you. I don't know that card very well. I didn't play a lot.
Oh, how did you feed in stage 3? Do you remember? Because that was looking a little tenuous, but then you came out of it with like 3 food plus the cattle.
Yeah, I think I got a 6 food traveling player.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what I suspected. There were 2
Yeah.
5 food
I
actions.
think
Came
Kimball
out
got
with 1,
6
and then
food,
probably
and
I
six
figured
food
that
is nice,
Nathan
and
got the
I
other
got
one.
6 food. I didn't say 6 food is nice, but I was like...
That's what you were thinking.
But that's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I had a layabout, so I was always like in my back pocket thinking,
Oh, we've got a minimalist here. What?
ooh.
Who's playing with this?
PJ17 playing minimalist in Gray's game. That's fun with 2 major improvements.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's fun. So nobody bottom fed at all in stage 2 in that game. So that's kind
Hey,
of
gentlemen,
key.
I just wanted to personally congratulate Dr.
Is it-
Game on that
Oh.
win. Awesome.
Bottom fed.
Oh, well, sorry. 1 sec. He can't hear you. I can make it so he can hear you.
Harry, I have to hold on to you.
Uh,
Otherwise you get into things.
Yeah.
No, I know it's hard.
Wallfly, try that again.
Hey there, gentlemen. I just thought I'd wish Dr. Game
Thank,
in the final.
thank you. Oh man, a final. Oh man, I did not expect.
Gentlemen, I just thought I'd say hello in person.
How-
Oh, there you go. Hey, gentlemen, I just thought I'd say hello in person and congratulate Dr. Game on his first win and good luck in the final, man.
Awesome. I'm going to the finals apparently.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, because you won your table. Yeah. You are for sure. Oh. You have to take her out, I think. She's being antsy.
So I have to play against Gray.
Yes, you do.
I have to scud up Gray's strats, Gray's meta. No, that's
Learn everything how to counter him in the next 10 minutes.
yeah, probably impossible. Oh yeah, I got food cooking. I should probably get that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for playing. Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Yeah, do you know when? Maybe 30 minutes.
Let's look at game. Let's look at this game. We'll probably take a short break. We'll probably take 10 minutes in between the game. So maybe maybe
for
like
sure.
20 minutes ish. 25 minutes.
I think in an early growth game, this could definitely have a 60 because he could have got Convict out much sooner, basically. Like he has, like there's almost nothing he has left to do in this game.
Yeah.
But
He
I
ran out of stuff to village. He's running out of stuff to village fool away.
yeah, which that was always going to be a problem. Like his cards were too good, so he got 2 points from Village Fool. And that's like it was a 3-point plus bake action, pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering who's going to come second. Probably the Truth. No, PJ comes second, I think here. Right?
Mm.
I'm trying not to actually calculate and just go by intuition.
PJ says 41 here. I have to imagine with the well in the stone oven and the village elder points that the Truth is beating PJ.
He has Village Elder points. Yeah. Wait, Village Elder? There's no Village. Oh, there is Village Elder.
The
right.
Truth played village elder. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That looks like that's probably correct then. But I suspect that the second place will still not be close enough to make the tiebreak here.
Right.
Make the. Gray just had a bit of a monster game. They definitely probably passed him a little bit more than they should. Like Gray's cards look so much better than everybody else's cards, right? Like. I
Yeah.
think Three Kings has good cards. I think Baby Slaying, Farm Stable, Pasture Land are all very, very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a 4th pick Diary is pretty, in a Reeve game, is really interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. The True 35. Okay, so it looks like We Three Kings is second. He's going to be high 40s, it looks like. Because he's got some
man,
uncounted points post Village Elder.
Another thing to think about is, so Gray got a second pick Baker Servant, and the Truth later probably got Countryman. Imagine Countryman plus Baker Servant. That's like a better plow driver, essentially. Field Warden Countryman combo, essentially.
Mm-hmm. They're saying rooting for you to win it all. Well, if you're gonna lose to anyone, you want to lose to the person who wins, right? That's always the goal. So actually, I need to do some math here. Who came second in Dr. Game's game?
It was 40 to 42, and I think it was Kojito.
Okay, so Kojito might be on track for a second here. Kojito might be on track to qualify here because nobody else has been within 2 points. Well, obviously, no one at Gray's table was. So.
No, Gray's scored him.
And this one looks like I think CS is going to win by enough that it won't be close, but maybe someone will get within 2. The thing is, the scores are going to be higher in this game, so even if someone's within 2, or wait, no, that's the opposite. If the scores are higher, within 2 is better. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Blackjack Davey has not managed to get his fences out, and that's a bit of a problem.
With the fence dealer. Yeah, he's doing it's like me from a couple weeks ago, where I played fence dealer and didn't fence.
Like, he'll be able to fence, I think. He'll take 3 stone. Oh, well, yeah, he's able to run a fence, but he's lost out on a lot of animal stuff, I think.
Oh, actually, is Kojito still online? I should message him to make sure. I guess I'll message him on Discord. That's a better. Messaging people on Play Agricola is not always the most reliable way to do it. Kimball's gonna come in and give post-game analysis? Sure.
Yeah, cool. Let's listen to Andy. Maybe also just like let the other room also know potentially that when they're done with their game, if any of them want to come and talk about their game.
Sure, I can definitely do that.
I don't actually know how, like, whether your messages here will get seen there, but yeah, you probably.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Kimball, welcome.
Hey, I don't know if there's much to say. I think you covered it earlier, but basically, that from my perspective, that game was kind of a disaster from the beginning. So
we missed the very early game. What, because you guys started before everyone else. What went wrong in the early game?
So Wallflower Trader out of her pack and then passed Grain Lover. And so I took Grain Lover and I had built some stuff around it. And then in round 1, she played Morning Trader like you do. And I was like, well, not going to play Grain Lover. Not going to get crops planted. So I just decided to throw that out the window. And I had a Plow Driver, but no other Stonehouse cards, but I forced it anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a mess.
You did have Social Climber at least to help with the Plow Driver.
Ran into food trouble when Dr. Game was built the expensive fireplace right before I was going to.
Yes, yeah, that was tough for you because you were trying to get your Brickyard online too, right?
Yep, yeah. So I had to reno pottery and then suck it up with that, and Brickyard wasn't going to get going. Like, yeah, a few things crashed there. That was a good move by Dr. Game. He needed a cookery too, and he was like, yeah, more imps is better for me. And I was like, yeah, that's a problem.
I think I think the one move I really liked from you, I liked you not start playering in 5. I think that obviously worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, not camping. Yeah, I needed to not park. My miners were not lined up in a way that I could park. Like with Elder, it's like, oh, you can park a little bit with Elder. Like that's not so bad, but my miners didn't line up. So I was like, all right, that's not going to happen. We're just going to let this wheel. And also, like with Plow Driver, I'm thinking, well, if I can get Reno parts and Reno, then get 6 fields down with that can make up for it. But a lot of things didn't come together. There was more food pressure than I expected because of what Wester was doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, Kim. I'm sorry I screwed your game up a little bit. I thought,
No.
do I hold, because I saw Grain Lover, and I thought,
Yep.
do I hold Morning Trader until I see Grain Lover played? But often Grain Lover doesn't get played till 6 or 7. I thought, shit, then I'm really screwed. So I thought I gotta make my name known here as Morning Trader,
Nah,
and
that's
whoever had Grain Lover was, gonna either play it and try and keep with it or not. Yeah, I didn't know who ended up taking it.
I would have done exactly what you did. Yeah, that's exactly right. You don't sandbag Morning Trader. You just get that going, and if someone had built a game around Grain Lover, nuts to them, right? Maybe they'll actually still play it.
Right. Yeah.
I thought about it. I have thought about it. I was like, I mean, he's just throwing away 2 points, but it's still an efficient action.
Yeah.
But
it gets your feeding going quite well. Right? Like
yeah. I think one thing though, and maybe the packs didn't line up. So you had Morning Trader and the Hill, whatever it is, the get clay guy on it. But Clay Seller came around, which really surprised me. Clay Seller is a really good card if you've got that other combo going.
Yeah, I probably should have thought about that. I had the one, what's the one read miner where I can sow. No, I can take another turn if I'm on plow in 3 and 6. My goodness.
Oh yeah,
ooh, that's a good one on Morning Trader too. Yeah,
yeah, and I couldn't get it out. You guys have both blocked starting player and Major were blocked, and Renault too was blocked when I wanted to play it.
Straws on hat, I believe.
Yes, thank you.
That's tough. Oh, well, I just wanted to say, Kimball, thanks for making yourself available, and Wallfly, I think you did some recruiting, so thank you very much. It's everyone is much happier if we can have tables of 4. So that worked out nicely. So thank you very much to you two.
Yeah.
No one should ever. And a huge thanks to you, William. I mean, this has been awesome and way above your expectations on fundraising.
Oh my goodness!
A lot of people are going to really get a lot out of this. Just the food banks and the Canadian Red Cross. So thank you so much.
We're $540 right now, which is absolutely incredible. This is like 5 times what I had anticipated. So I have to say again, thank you so much to everyone for playing, for advertising in talking about it, and thank you to everyone who's donated, and all those names are scrolling at the top of the screen here, so thank you so much. So we've got a little bit more information here. CS Junior ended up getting to get the animal husbandry worker points, so I think that basically locks up this game, right? I don't see anything else changing without those animal husbandry worker points.
Yeah. I think it's more a question of how close.
How close is second? Yeah. So I think so. Just to let everyone watching know, so the plan is going to be we'll probably take a short break in between the games, give everyone like 10, 15 minutes maybe, depending on how much time the players want, and then we'll jump right into the final. So it's going to be played immediately. It's going to be played after this with a short break in between. So, and also I want to say thank you to Monty, Gray, and Rainier for streaming their games. It's made it so much easier for us to hop in between the games. That's really helped as well.
Like,
so
the fact that we had 2 of the games streamed is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so if you're watching this stream and you want to know in more detail what happened, you can check out Rainier, twitch.tv/Rainier Games, Monty, twitch.tv/GamerMonty, and Gray, twitch.tv/GRAEY0. And we've got some other streamers as well that I encourage you to follow too. We've got lots of Agricola to watch, so yeah. What's Blackjack Davy's last move here? Is he just taking a sheep for 2 points, or does he still need food?
He's at 9 food. He doesn't need food. So sheep, yeah, I think sheep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. He has a sow action that doesn't matter because you got plow sow back, which is nice. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised. What did CS take over plow sowing? Oh, he fenced. Did anyone have a spike fence? That's interesting. Maybe he took cattle. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It could be reasonably close because Animal Holder doesn't. It's not going to CS. He does get the husbandry worker points, and he has better his improvement score isn't that much better than Davies because his pottery points are going away.
That's true. Yep, that's true.
And Davy is at one less person, but he is also Stonehouse, so those cancel each other out. CS is clearly winning this, and I think he's winning by enough that it will be Kojito who will go through to the final, is my suspicion. Rainier has had one of the most painful games he has had in recent memory. Like, this has been just, when you get under that sort of food pressure, your game just implodes, and there's no recover. It is by far the easiest way for the game to die, because you need to actually set up an engine in advance, and if you don't, you're done. You lose food tempo, and your game is over.
And it's one of the huge, I have to say, it's like it's unfortunately, not unfortunately, but it's sort of a feature of the game, is that the way Agricola really puts the limiters on you is by making feeding so important, and every once in a while, the feeding being so important just means you are stuck.
Yeah, like, weirdly, this probably would have been a really good Old Miser game for Ryan. Despite him not growing super aggressively, just saving all of his actions would probably been worth way more than 5 points.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had to day labor. He took day labor, and then he also took 3 food traveling players at one point as well.
Yeah, he had to take so many really inefficient bottom feed actions. It just ended up to be kind of...
So Blackjack Davy ends at 39. So CS looks like he's mid-40s, so I'm pretty sure Kajito's got second place.
I think CS is more than mid-40s. I'm pretty sure he's in the 50s.
54. Okay. Yeah, I underestimated that a little bit.
I overestimated Blackjack Davy's farm.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that too, actually.
So CS has been an absolute terror recently. He's playing extremely well, and it'll be interesting to see him match up against Ray. Oh, he tied Animal Holder somehow. Did he? Oh, wow. Yeah. This also shows you the power of Silo Builder. Like,
I'm guessing 15 is not the closest second.
No, there's a 2-point gap. Him and Kimball's group ended up being extremely tight. It was 38 through 42, the total scores.
All 4. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours wasn't close. I think Monty and I got wrecked by Sycophant, and Andrew got his grain and other stuff.
Yeah, both of you got kind of wrecked. Like, but everyone saw Sycophant, right? Like, so it's kind of risky to play.
Yes, exactly. Everybody saw Sycophant, and they didn't de-draft him, and then they still planned games around early grain, I guess. I'm not even, to be fair, Derek. How much did I wreck you? Like, the other thing that kind of surprises me is, like, yes, Sycophant is a food, but it's one food. Like, you can just go through it if you have a strong game plan based on grain. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the issue with playing, wasting a stage 1 action to play.
Chet, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, Chet. Awesome.
Wow.
Like, it'll often end up just like hurting you and hurting the other player because you wasted a critical stage 1 action and then get nothing out of it for a really long time.
Correct, and I mean that's what happened. I just saw when Derek played it first action, I thought he was assembling I thought he had like the Peon, the Acrobat, the Hill Cultivator. I expected that he was setting up like to repeatedly hit it throughout the game. I thought he might have assembled most of the
combo. Oh, there was a Peon as well in the draft?
Correct.
Oh, Peon was in the draft too, wow.
There were 4 cards, but they wound up in everybody's separate hands, except for the Acrobat Apple Picker. But I was expecting Derek to launch into like a big grain-based spam strat. I guess I'm supposed to wait until I see him do that more, perhaps. I got tempted. And so, yeah, I mean, my game was trash though too. I basically, I think, had to do that and hope he did that because I had no food. I could not find food in that draft. It was bad.
I mean, not all of you were under slight food pressure. Yours was just awful, Ryan. Like, I mean, that was the worst food I've seen in like so long.
It's the worst I've played in a long time, correct? But yeah, I could not find food. I couldn't figure out food. Like Monty wound up, pushing and like playing animal husbandry, claimed the sheep. I'm like, fine, I can't do sheep early. Derek's hitting traveling early. And that's like, I mean, yeah, that was the most miserable food tight game. And Andrew was able to just get through it with kind of action advantage, really. Like,
well, action advantage. He got the well, the pottery, and just generally like I mean, if he really wanted to, Silo Builder does a lot to help your feeding. You can sow some
Correct,
veg.
that's true. He had backup options there. I mean, the early Reedstone foods he got actually are big too. Like that little
Back
trickle of
time.
food mattered a ton in this game. So.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Silo Builder is also just monster rock. Like it's super strong. It did a lot of work for him here.
The one comment we had, Rainier, was we were wondering about. I was thinking. I just thought you were so food hungry. I was wondering, do you almost have to bite the bullet and start taking grain as like a 5 food action and build the stone oven? I was thinking about that.
So, I think I
worried
was
about
supposed to build this stone oven and just give up on Noble.
Yeah.
Like,
because that was the problem, right? That you were trying to get to your stone house reno, but then
I still wanted to hit Noble.
Yeah.
I thought that was a way to save my game, but I agree. I think Stone Oven was a route out of it. I could have skipped the Reno and Stone Ovens, and that would have bought me quite a bit of breathing room at least. And then from there, I could have maybe done stuff. I agree. I think that at least could have made me hit upper 30s.
Oh, also, just to make sure everyone's aware, you guys are all going out on my stream, right? Yeah, just to make sure. everyone's
Still?
with
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Just letting you know. So in case anyone says something. I'm gonna run a short ad and take a quick break, but you guys are welcome to hang out in the chat and chat with chat. I would love if you wanted to keep doing that. Anyone who wants to hang out and talk about the final game with me, you're more than welcome to. We're going to be starting in about 8 minutes at this point. Is Gray here in the... I don't know if he responded to my message. I hope he did.
So who are the finalists?
So it's going to be Gray...
Well, before we confirm it, let's actually check the scores. No, sorry, you're right. Go ahead.
The final 4 are the 3 winners. So Gray, CS Junior, and Dr. Game. And then Kajito was 2 points off of Dr. Game, 41-43. So he qualifies for the final table as well. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm rooting for Andrew. He's been on a nice run recently. So, this is CS2 376 Junior. So I'm hoping he pulls it off.
But yeah, guys, I'm just gonna be right back. So yeah, running a short ad for this stream, and we'll be back shortly. But yeah, by all means, keep hanging out here. Just remember, you're going out to the stream.
Okay. No, I agree. He's been on a crazy run. Like he's honestly been winning like 50% of his games lately, which is awesome. I've been on a bad streak, and that was the train wreck. Hopefully that's just the end of it. I don't know.
You and I have both been on relatively bad streaks, but yours has definitely been a bit worse than mine.
Yeah, sure. I mean, most of my games are just like I've been getting pretty close seconds and just not quite getting the right breaks. This one was, oh well.
So
I probably was supposed to keep the straw thatched roof and just go for it. I mean, I could have had such cheap rooms, but
yeah.
Straw thatched.
You completely killed Monty's game, I think. Absolutely murdered his game because he had Hill Cultivator plus straw thatched hut with acreage. And that line is so strong, and you took a hatchet to it with a sycophant.
Okay, so it's painful, right? But so that's quite strong. Like it costs him 2 extra food to take 2 great actions, right? Like, is that enough of a reason to abandon it?
I don't know. So I think it wasn't just your sycophant; it's that the apple picker came out, and it's like, am I really going to be first actioning grain 2 clay minus food for like the rest of all of stage 1? Like,
fair enough, yeah.
I think it was a combination of like a lot of pressure on grain mixed with like your sycophant mixed with he had like 2 very different plans. So if you look at his draft, he had Animal Holder, Animal Husbandry Worker, which is interesting in itself, and then he had this grain line with Half Timbered House and Cloister, which is also obviously very interesting because if you can get this grain line going, you can easily build like six rooms. Well, it would have been an impossible amount of stone because of slate stone, but like, it's still interesting. Still worth maybe pursuing. Ultimately, the problem was that if he'd gone down that line, you say it's only 2 food, but the game was so food tight that he would have just died. I don't think.
So the interesting thing is he injects more food to me though, and then I'm not so desperately taking all the rest of the food. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
it's a tough call though because it's really tough to play that Orc after someone has already after there's already a take 1 grain Orc and a 6.
Yeah, I agree. And that's fair.
And a very coarse summary of the game, which is probably a bit shallower than it should be, is that you three fought a little bit, and Andrew just completely ran away with it.
Oh, correct. No, that's very much what it was. Andrew unfortunately did what I wanted to do in the opening. Like, I basically did just want to take Reedstone food and build and figure it out because I didn't have clear food, and so one of the easiest ways to try to get it out is you just get an early growth and you use action advantage to do some stuff, and that's basically what he did.
There's a whole different world this game could have went in if I didn't open in start position, because I first picked Fish Trap and never played it.
Oh, you really should have opened.
Wow, you didn't open 3-wood SP with Fish Trap? Oh.
With how food tight this game was for the rest of us.
Fish Trap would have been huge for you. All I can say is my opening was just so dreamy. To get Reedstone food, start player snack time, Reedstone food 3-wood, and then just take 3-wood for the rest of stage 1 and end stage 1 with 2 reed, 2 stone, 12 wood, 2 food, first room and 5, being able to build a room and 3 stables. It was just so perfect.
I said that on my stream early. That was actually basically what I was hoping for my stage 1 to be, and the fact that I was sitting right after you and that's what you did was really unfortunate for my game. And Fish Trap too would have been again, I was searching for food in the draft so much. I guess I'm never probably getting past that, but oh my god, that would have been a lifesaver for my game too.
Yeah, I mean Fish Trap, I don't know if I passed that. My game really likes a Fish Trap as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I didn't pass it for sure. But...
Honestly, Derek, I think Fish Trap alone is better than the combo you played. Acrobat, if you've seen a Sycophant in the draft, there's no way I'm trying to do Acrobat plus.
Yeah. I know I didn't see Hill Cultivator, but I did see Sycophant, just kind of overlooked it. But the other sad, I guess I just had Apiary on my mind, and I was going to have to get out my Ox. But my first pick was Cloister Dweller, which never got played. Because wood was too tight, and I ended up having to use Fence Dealer for wood, which messes up. You can't do 13, which is what you need to do to get 2 rows.
You could have just done a huge 10 though, right? Well, you can't hold many animals, but.
So actually, with that line, there's an interesting line where you do Fence 12 super big, 3 rooms, 3 fields. Fence 12,
okay.
90.
That's probably what I should have done because I was never getting animals anyway.
It's questionable. There's a lot of feeling that way.
Yeah.
I almost didn't take Fence Dealer, but then I was like, well, in case.
Let me know when we should start.
10 minutes or so, I think is what William said.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in the game. We're all ready, but I don't know if William wants us to wait.
He's not here currently, so yes.
No, if you guys want to get started, by all means. Obviously, CS, if you could drop out of this channel when you start, and we're gonna chat about the game. Hopefully we don't. So good luck. Thanks for playing, and I think if you guys are ready to start, by all means.
Big thanks for hosting this. This is.
No problem. I'm blown away by everybody's generosity. So I'm very happy with how things have gone, and might have to make this a regular thing. So if you guys are ready to go, by all means, maybe you just want to message the other players, make sure they're ready to go. But so. Guys, I'm just going to do my little intro because this video will definitely be going up on YouTube. So I'm going to do a little bit of an intro, and then I'll maybe, if anyone wants to chat about the game, I'll give a chance for you guys to introduce yourselves. So, all right, let's